Vinicius Jr., a victim of racism. Now, look, I'm just going to give you guys a logical answer, yeah? I'm going to start by saying, I hope it has nothing to do with racism, and I don't think it's anything to do with racism. The reason for that is this. We all know, in a year where there's international football, I'll remind you guys, when Italy won the Euros, beating England, Jorginho, look where he finished higher up in the Ballon d'Or ranking. If I'm not mistaken, Jorginho finished second in the Ballon d'Or race for that year. Obviously, he'd won the Champions League and he'd won the Euros, but he was neither the best player in the Champions League or the best player in the Euros. So that made him finish second. Now you have Rodri, who won the Premier League. He was one of the best players for City, right? But Phil Foden was the best standout player. He's the one that got player of the thing. But then Rodri went to win the Euros as well, where he got voted as the best player of the tournament. Now, I don't think he was the best player, but factually, he got awarded the MVP for the tournament. So he's got a Euro, a Premier League, plus player of the tournament of the Euros. Now, you go to Vinicius Jr. Jude Bellingham was the best player in La Liga, which Vinicius was one of the best players. He won La Liga. He also won the Champions League. And there, Vini, hands down, easily the best player in the Champions League. And he won the Champions League MVP too. So you got Rodri, Vini, both winning the Champions League and the Euros MVP. But both of them got an MVP for a competition, a big competition. The biggest competition for club. And obviously the Euros is, some will say, is even bigger than Champions League because you're representing your country at a major tournament. And both of them were able to get MVPs, one for club and one for country. And then now, if it had anything to do with racism, why is no one talking about Lautaro Martinez? Now you got Lautaro, who won the Serie A, the Golden Boot, the MVP of his league. He went to the Copa America. He got the Golden Boot. He won the Copa America. And after James Rodriguez, he was the second best player in the Copa America. But then no one's even mentioned his name. So if it had anything to do with racism, then, Lautaro, people will be hyping him up even more and not even talking about Vini at all. So for me, I feel like, and Lautaro is not a black man, but no one's giving an argument for why Lautaro deserves to win it. Like, he's almost been brushed under the carpet because he's not the big profile name, innit? So yeah, so for me personally, I feel like it was always going to be tricky once Rodri won the Euros and got player of the tournament because the votes was after that. So, and Vini did not help himself by being absolutely shocking in the Copa America. Now, for me, I still would have given Vini the Ballon d'Or because when I look at the candidates, like, in terms of standing out a bit more, I thought Vini stood out a bit more. Like, in that Champions League campaign, he stood out. He was clutch, scored in the biggest of games. Rodri, obviously, is not a goal scorer anyways. Either way, he's a CDM, so we can't judge him by goals. He was consistent, but in the finals, he came off. You know what I'm saying? And his team still went on to win without him. And I thought, for me, Yamal, I thought Nico Williams, I thought Fabian Ruiz, I thought Dani Olmo, I thought any of them could have got the MVP too. So it wasn't like Rodri was the standout player. But at the end of the day, I could understand why people would vote for Rodri because of the Euros and some would vote for Vini because of the Champions League. And naturally, that's going to split votes. And it's down to what is more important. And I think the voters clearly thought winning the Euros and getting the MVP for the Euros was more important than winning the Champions League and getting the MVP for that. So that's just what I think, man. But yeah, man. So I hope so. And I don't think it's anything to do with race.